Welcome back to the Varkha channel. Today is the day of question and answers with Dear Varkha. Here goes. Isn't obsessive behavior indicative of having more energy? So many people believe that by constantly obsessing, mulling, dwelling on certain things, magically those problems will disappear, or somehow or the other, because of our constant, compulsive attention to them, we will find magical solutions to those problems. But nothing could be further from the truth, because obsessive behavior dissipates energy. Yes, the more we dwell, the more we worry, the more we constantly keep thinking about something which is particularly beyond our control, the more energy we waste on something which we cannot actually address. If anything, we lose the wood for the trees because energy is limited. You and I have very limited emotional energy, and all that energy is required for sensible attention and concentration, especially if we want to be problem solvers. People who worry, who obsess, who compulsively think about the same thing are actually problem compounders. They have no energy left to pay attention to what are the probable solutions that they could come up with, because the mind is so fatigued and wilted by constant mulling and dwelling that before they know it, they've been completely exhausted and spent. So no, this is a misconception that obsession means that you have extra energy. On the contrary, all obsessive people are extremely exhausted, tired people. They do not have the profit of their past experience and their intelligence to solve their problems. So please dispel the idea that just because you're obsessive, you're more energetic. On the contrary, there is a saying, easy does it. People who leave their thoughts aside and stop worrying about something usually are able to dispassionately, objectively find solutions which are much more healthier and much more satisfying. Good luck. I've been talking to my parents about considering therapy for myself, but since they are conservative, they say that it's unnecessary. I can't afford it on my own. So what can I do? Show them my channel. On a serious note, I really mean that, because many people have misconceptions of what a therapist does. A therapist is a facilitator and a leader who will empower you with methods and ideations to go out and get the life that you desire. Isn't it very funny that we have no problem taking on a nutritionist to help us to learn to manage our weight better or to help us eat healthier? And we have no qualms, or we don't flinch at all when we take on personal trainers, go for yoga classes, or do everything to keep ourselves physically fitter. Why then are we looking at being emotionally better, mentally healthier, developing emotional stamina and muscle as something to be frowned upon? In fact, a lot of courageous people realize that everything actually begins and ends with the mind. And if you can underscore that idea to your parents, telling them that if you got fitter emotionally, you'd be able to be much more achieving, much more accomplished, they will be able to see mental health in a very different way. So look upon coming to therapists as people who are going to empower you to use the talents, to use the abilities, and to use your potentiality to go out and get that life that you seek. Once they see that emotional experts are pretty similar to nutritional experts and physical trainers, they will be able to get rid of their conservativeness and facilitate you going out and finding someone who will help their child lead a healthier and a happier life. Best wishes and good luck. I eat very sensibly all day, but by the time I get home from work, I'm so ravenous that I can't stop eating anything and everything. Then I feel guilty and work out like crazy. What is wrong with me? You sound like me. Yes, I mean it. I have this very strange philosophy that just because I work very hard with my clients, I deserve to eat and to eat anything. What do I mean? Many a time we look upon food as a reward, as a reinforcement to pamper ourselves when we believe we worked very hard, when we stretched ourselves, when we've been exhausted with mental work. But actually, you must understand that the brain needs nourishment. The brain gets depleted of its nutrients when we work. especially if our work is mental work. So whether you're a chartered accountant, you're a doctor, you're a lawyer, or anything which exerts your mind to think, by the end of the day, you will be completely depleted and you will need the food for the brain to function. What happens therefore is, because we are not feeding ourselves well enough through the day, by the end of the day, we are starved and the brain is actually crying for food. So what could be a good method which you could apply would be that while you're on your journey back home from a hard day's work, nibble on something so that by the time you reach home, the brain has been adequately renourished with some nutrients that you would have fed it. Another method that you would also like to possibly try is detach the link between deserving food because you worked. Many a time, beliefs associated with food are the culprits in us overeating. Take for example my belief. The idea that I deserve good food because I've worked so hard is an erroneous one. And if I don't dispute and correct that idea, I will continue to eat no matter which dietitian I go to or what kind of physical program I follow. Yes, there's a big connection between how our mind thinks about food and then eventually acts towards it. So if you detach the idea that food is not going to be my reward and look for other rewards to reinforce yourself when you've had a long day, when you've had an exhausting week, you will be in a much better position to be able to manage and sensibly eat. So good luck and take care. Thank you for watching the Varkha Cholani channel. If you like what you see, please do hit the like button, do share my video and continue to subscribe. If you'd like to write to me with any questions, please write in at varkha@varkhacholani.com. I would be happy to answer them. Till next week, it's goodbye and thank you.